So I already recorded an intro for this video, but it sucked and I hated it. So here we are again. Hopefully we can get it right this time. Basically what this video is my first attempt at car photography. I've been watching a lot of North Borders. He's a great car photographer. If you don't know who that is, go ahead and check the link in the description. Obviously he's a lot better at it than I am, but watching his videos has given me the inspiration to try it out myself. But yeah, one of my friends recently got a new car, so I saw my opportunity. I hit him up and asked him if he'd be down to do a photo shoot in the city, and he was down. So this video is basically the events of that photo shoot and how it all went down. I'll be breaking down the edits for the photos after the video, so make sure you stay till the end. Oh, and one more thing. All the photos in this video are taken on my new Sigma 35mm f1.4. This lens is crazy. I took it to a photo shoot with my friends downtown a couple weeks ago, and I got some crazy photos. I'm going to spam a bunch on the screen right now so you know this lens takes really good photos of subjects. Alright, this intro is getting pretty long already, so I'm just going to cut straight to the footage on the day of the shoot. Alright, so I don't even know if you can hear me right now, but here we are at the location, and everything's gone to shit. So first off, about a week ago, my car got broken into, and one of my lenses got stolen. And I thought that was it. I thought that was all that got stolen. They actually stole the straps for my camera that I used to record these videos, and I didn't realize until I left. I bought these suspenders from Walmart, these men's suspenders, and I don't even know if this is gonna fucking work, but I'm thinking I'm gonna put them on backwards. So I got this little thing right here, and I'm gonna duct tape the camera onto the middle of this thing. This is the most scuffed shit you're ever gonna see in your life, but I hope it works. If it doesn't work, I'll update you on what the fuck I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna record this video if it kills me. Oh, and another thing that's gone wrong is the reason that I chose this time is because I thought it was gonna be golden hour. We're gonna get some sick colors. It's gonna be lit. Yeah, does that look like golden hour to you? Like legit. It is the most overcast I've seen it in a long ass time, so yeah, that's not good. I'm still trying to figure out the GoPro situation, and it's getting better. So I got the suspenders going backwards. Now all I need to do is tape this camera onto here somehow. I'm thinking over the power button or something. It's scuffed, but it might work. So yeah, I guess I'll show you the final product. At this point, my friend Noah showed up with the car, and we had to continue on with the photo shoot. So I wasn't able to get any footage of me actually wearing this thing, but here is the monstrosity that I created. And I'm not gonna lie, it actually looks horrible, but it did the trick. Like, you'll see in the footage, it actually worked out. You might notice a little bit of wobble here and there, and that's obviously because it is a camera suspended, literally on suspenders. So yeah, that's to be expected. But anyways, I've delayed this photo shoot for long enough, so here you guys go. Here is the full photo shoot of my first attempt at car photography. So that was the shoot. It was a pretty fun shoot. We had a little hiccups along the way, but ignoring that, it was great, and we did the best with what we could. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with the photos, and yeah, let's get into the editing portion of this video. Alright, so I'm only going to be showing a few photos, but yeah, let's start with this one. Here's where this image started, and here is where it ended up. For this photo, I felt that it didn't need too many major adjustments, just a few minor ones. So I upped the exposure, I decreased the highlights a little bit, I upped the shadows, I introduced a little bit of clarity, and I boosted the vibrance a lot and the saturation a little bit. This is basically because I want the color of the car and the color of the building to really pop out against that like concrete background and stuff like that. And I think I achieved what I was going for with that. Yeah, that is mostly achieved through the vibrance and saturation sliders. Alright, so for this photo in particular, I usually will use the sliders or the points on the tone curve, but here I just used the medium contrast like preset thing, and it ended up looking great for the photo. Alright, so this is very important for these kinds of photos where color is very important to the image. It is split toning. And for the highlights on this one, I went for a more orange tone, and for the shadows I went for a more blue tone. That's mostly because the highlights are coming from this concrete, they're coming from the beams on the building, stuff like that. Everything that's not blue, basically. So I did the warm tones for all of those, and then for everything else, like the side of the building, the car, I did blue. Alright, now for the radio filters, I did a big radio filter over the car, and I upped the exposure a little bit just to bring out the subject in this image. I feel like it was really needed, especially because I accidentally underexposed a little bit, which is fine. Like, you can underexpose a little bit, and it's not that big of a deal. Alright, now for the graduated filters, I have one on the bottom to really darken that ground. I feel like doing this really puts emphasis on the car, which you generally want to do when you're taking images of a subject, is like isolate it or make it really stand out against the environment it's in. So I did another one for the top of this building. I feel like there's a lot of space above the car, so I just brought down a graduated filter to kind of soften the edge as it goes out of the image. And finally, for the brush tool, I kind of brushed over the windows and I darkened them a little bit. This is a trick I saw in a North Borders video. It actually works out really well for darkening the windows and making them look tinted, which in my opinion looks really nice on this image in particular because the windows on the building are quite dark. So if you have light windows on the car, it doesn't really match. But yeah, you can tell I really wanted the car to match the building in this image, and that's what this whole edit was based around. Alright, let's move on to another image. Here's where this image started, and here is where it ended up. Alright, now this one is one of the more crazy edits of this shoot. Well, I guess we'll start with the basic adjustments. I brought up the exposure a little bit because, again, it was overexposed. Brought down the highlights a little bit, brought up the shadows, brought up the whites, darkened the blacks a little bit. I actually added quite a bit of clarity to this image just to give it that really, like, urban feel, that really grunge feel. I boosted the saturation a little bit to make the colors on the car pop, but I didn't want to do it too much to where his skin tones would be messed up in the browns or the oranges here. So yeah, not too much, only 10. These are the adjustments that I made to the tone curve, and this basically just brings a little bit more contrast into the image. Nothing too big. Again, the split toning on this image is extremely important, and it's kind of the same deal here because I went for a warm tone in the highlights and a cool tone in the shadows. Alright, now this is where it gets a little bit crazy. So the first radio filter is over the car and the subject, Noah. And I just brought up the exposure a little bit to really make the subject pop in this image, really separate it from the background. And as you can see, part of his head isn't really included in this radio filter, so I did another one where it's just his face, and I brought that up a little bit more. Just really make the subject stand out and pop out against the background. And I also felt like the sign was pretty important to the image, so I did a radio filter over it, and I brought up the exposure a bit. Alright, so I went pretty crazy with the brush tool, and this is mostly because I wanted to desaturate and darken the outside in this image because I feel like it was drawing too much attention away from Noah and the car. So I basically brushed over every single window. I know, this shit took forever, I'm not kidding you. And again, I brushed over every window and darkened it just to give it that tinted look. And yeah, that's about it. Here's where it started, here's where it finished. I feel like I did a really good job on this image in particular. I actually really like how it turned out. We can do that all day. Jeez. I think that's all I'm going to show because all the other edits were nothing too crazy. I feel like those photos had the most effort put into them out of the bunch. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and comment down below what photo was your favorite. And yeah, that's about it. Catch you guys in the next one.